Ooh, welcome everybody to Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. This is Joel Perez here for your Monday Night Raw review for the date of April 24th, 2017. This show here tonight was absolutely abysmal, boring garbage. Nothing. Literally nothing of any avail here on this show. This was your go-home show to Payback. A pay-per-view with less direction, with less, sense than anything you've ever fucking seen in the past year probably in the WWE. This pay-per-view is confusing as fuck. You don't know what the hell is going on here. You don't have an Intercontinental Championship match confirmed, despite the fact that Dean Ambrose and Miz have been feuding for the past fucking couple weeks. You have Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns, no ambulance match there, just a normal singles matchup, which it looks like Roman Reigns is going to fucking win. You have just the WWE Championship match. We don't even know if it's going to be a WWE Championship match. The House of Horrors match between Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. Here I am thinking that the real House of Horrors is Monday Night Raw. And I don't know why I should be thinking that. It's after WrestleMania. This is supposed to be your reset. This is supposed to be this new, exciting road. It was last year after WrestleMania, going into Payback. I think that was the pay-per-view last year after WrestleMania. Either this or Extreme Rules. But last year, it was exciting. You got a reset. For one, last year was so fucking terrible that they needed to refresh all their storylines. And, it was new. It was fresh. You had all these stars come up from NXT. It was exciting. It was exciting. Here on Monday Night Raw tonight, nothing exciting whatsoever. Nothing of importance happened on this show. And when you have a go-home show, there should be something of importance here. I've always thought that the go-home show is the easiest show to book. All you need to do is wrap up these storylines going into the pay-per-view. Have that final confrontation before the pay-per-view. But that just wasn't the case here tonight. That just wasn't the case. They did it in the most uninspired, the most unoriginal way they possibly could. And, it was a shit show. It was a shit show. But what can you do? Monday Night Raw is fucking terrible every single week. Last week was an exception. Last week was pretty good. Last week left me on a high note. It's been like every other week. The Raw after Mania was good. The Superstar Shakeup Raw after that was terrible. The episode last week after the Shakeup was damn good. And here tonight, it's terrible again. Why the hell are we flip-flopping? It's inconsistent. It's, garbage. It is garbage. And I'm tired of it. The inconsistency, if I can speak here, the inconsistency on Monday Night Raw is just unbelievable. And I'm tired of sitting through these shows every week, dozing off. I think there was even a clip of Michael Cole. He was taking a nap on this fucking show because he knew it was so fucking boring. I think I saw a picture of that on Twitter. I'm not even sure if that was real. Maybe he just had his head down. He was raising his head. I'm not sure. But it looked like Michael Cole was fucking sleeping. Because this show was boring. And you know what was probably the worst thing of the show? Because it wasn't overly bad. There weren't any decisions or storylines or matches that were just, oh my god, what the hell is this? It was just boring. It was just unoriginal, mediocre, uninspired. Those are the words that come to mind. Not necessarily shit, but probably the thing that was the most shit here tonight was the crowd. Where the hell were we? Let me pull up my notes here. where the hell were we here tonight? Because I would think we were in the middle of a funeral if it was that goddamn quiet. We were in Kansas City, Missouri. This crowd did a terrible fucking job. This crowd was absolutely awful, horrendous. It was just a terrible goddamn crowd. Crowds like that are, to be quite honest, they should be banned from fucking being visited by the WWE. They should have people, they should go to these states and these cities and all this crap. They should go there, go to these cities, and if these cities don't put on a damn good show, you put these cities on a list. The list of Jericho. But you put these cities on a goddamn list saying that if this city was terrible, if this city did not provide you the reaction that you needed in order to get your show across, because a big part of the show, whether you like it or not, is the crowd, the presentation, the excitement. And if this crowd is not exciting, your show most likely is not going to feel exciting. And this crowd was absolute trash. So I would make a list. Louisville, Kentucky would be the first one on that list. Kansas City, Missouri would be on that list. All these shitty fucking cities that just do not make a peep when you are there. These people sitting on their hands, worrying about the cows back at the beet farm, right? No. You need to make a list of shit cities that you do not need to ever visit, and good cities. New York, Chicago, Philadelphia, all these cities. Florida. These fucking states and cities need to be visited because they have fucking great crowds, great atmosphere when you go there. But the fucking Louisville, Kentuckys and the Green Bay, Wisconsins need to be fucking banned from ever being visited for 2 years. They come back in 2 years and they say, you know what, this is your fucking chance, or a year, or two, whatever, this is your chance. You can fucking get forgiven by the WWE. You can get off this list. If they're shit again, they're fucking banned again. If they're good, they'll get their visit more often. That's what I say you do. Because this crowd was fucking terrible. And it was so terrible that I just spent like 3 minutes or 4 minutes talking about this trash on my Monday Night Raw review. Anyways, I don't want to make this shit go too long, because this show was terrible, and it really doesn't deserve a long review. So, let's get into this goddamn review. But before we do, make sure to do all that good stuff. Make sure to like this video if you enjoy what you're hearing here. Make sure to comment what you thought of Monday Night Raw here tonight. And make sure to subscribe. Remember, you're watching Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. Make sure to go check out all the other stuff on the channel. We do Raw reviews, Smackdown reviews every week. I will see you here tomorrow for Smackdown Live. I will be doing a review as well after that show goes off the air. And, of course, behind the mic every single Saturday, we cover all the news in the wrestling world. And we also have SummerSlam. I uploaded this about a week and a half ago. SummerSlam, how I would book SummerSlam on both Monday Night Raw and Smackdown. So make sure to go check that out. But for now, let's go into that segment-by-segment review of Monday Night Raw. We start off the show here tonight. Terrible show, with Chris Jericho. This was an awful way to start the show. I mean, last week, you had your roster, and it was everybody on the Raw roster. But it was exciting. You used that Raw roster to the best of your ability. And you got a damn good looking Monday Night Raw roster. You got some great talent. Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, Chris Jericho, Bray Wyatt, I'll give it to you, Roman Reigns. And they used that talent that they have on Monday Night Raw, and they made a good show. Here tonight, they did the exact opposite of that. They fucking took the talent they had on Monday Night Raw and put them in the most uninspired, mediocre, unoriginal, garbage segments they can possibly think of. Chris Jericho comes out here tonight. He comes out to some faint Y2J chants saying that this edition of the highlight reel will be special because it will be his last. On Sunday, he will beat Kevin Owens for the US title and go to Smackdown. He says since this is the last episode of the highlight reel on Raw, he needs a very special, sexy guest to fucking be on this final edition of the highlight reel on Raw, and it is himself. He talks about how Owens calls himself the face of America and how he should be rather called the hemorrhoid of America, as he is about to put Owens on the list. The Miz comes out, and The Miz, he says Raw no longer belongs to Chris Jericho ever since he arrived. The crowd, they start chanting, "You suck," to which Miz responds by saying that he couldn't possibly suck because he's not from Kansas City. I agree with him completely in that fucking statement. Miz adds on that Raw is all about the It couple, and Jericho tells him that he better watch It. You know how Jericho emphasizes the It. Miz then replaces the highlight reel, and this is a little fucking game, a little nod at the bullshit that Monday Night Raw has going on with all these fucking talk shows, the highlight reel, Miz TV, Ambrose Asylum, Rollins Report, this shit, that shit, what the fuck. Next thing you know, you're gonna get BBC News doing a live coverage during Monday Night Raw of how the Big Show took a shit last night. Who gives a fuck? But, here we are. Miz, he fucking gets rid of the highlight reel. He replaces it, getting rid of the red carpet, or the blue carpet, and he gets rid of the TV. He puts his fucking Hollywood chairs down, and he starts doing the intro to Miz TV, and that brings out Dean Ambrose. He comes out saying that Jericho is right about the Miz being a stupid idiot. Miz is like, he never fucking said that. Jericho's like, oh, I was thinking it. To be honest, I was thinking it. He says no one wants to see Miz TV, and then they play the little fucking game. They replace it with Ambrose Asylum. And the fucking Ambrose Asylum, the cheap-ass sign that Ambrose has, comes down. They get that, the chair that Ambrose has, you know, all that good stuff. And, Ambrose, he says that he is willing to forgive and forget. He says that he is sorry for breaking the iconic light-up jacket, and he gives Jericho a new jacket. Looks terrible, has Christmas lights on it, and Jericho, I don't know why, but he likes it. And as Jericho is trying it on, Miz starts to rant, saying that this is the type of attitude you see from the type of Intercontinental Champion that is devaluing the title. That was the only really serious part of the segment, and the only part that minimally struck my intrigue. It was still bullshit. He says that everyone should be giving him gifts, and Ambrose then says, oh, I got a gift for you, and gives him the dirty deeds. Ambrose walks off, and Jericho remains, and he then says, Maurice, you know what happens when you're married to a stupid idiot? You know what happens when you're married to The Miz? You just made the list. So Maurice gets put on the fucking list. Awful segment. Did nothing for me to enhance the show. Just a terrible fucking segment here. Really had no place starting the show. And I mean, they had nothing else to start the show, so it might as well. But it was just fucking terrible. And no fucking way to start the go-home show to Payback. We go to Matt Hardy versus Sheamus. This was decent. Not enough to redeem the show of its shitty values. But, I mean, this was a very decent match. You had all of Matt Hardy's signature moves. You had the side effect. You had the side effect on the apron. That looked pretty brutal. So, I mean, it was a decent matchup. Not as good as Jeff Hardy versus Cesaro, obviously with the more agile Jeff Hardy, and, I mean, Cesaro is going to be a better match. But what was interesting here is that controversy finally goes down between the two teams. Still not that they're fucking punching each other and shit, but I mean, controversy finally goes down in this match with Sheamus. He was pushing Jeff Hardy, who was concerned because Sheamus had a rolling senton on Matt Hardy. Sheamus pushes Jeff Hardy out of the way. This causes Jeff Hardy to get angry. He gets on the apron. That distracts Sheamus. And Cesaro pulls Jeff Hardy off of the apron. They start to argue. The distraction allows for Matt Hardy to hit the Twist of Fate and actually win this match. So the Hardys are up on Cesaro and Sheamus. And after the match, Cesaro is arguing with both Hardys before Sheamus, he surprisingly gets up from the Twist of Fate. And he offers the hand and surprisingly is the voice of reason in this match. One interesting thing to note, and I love this, was that Matt told Sheamus that he is going to delete him. So I like that a lot. That was very, very interesting that Matt did that and you actually heard it. Usually it's muted out by the crowd or the commentators, but you actually heard it there, and that was pretty cool. But besides that, I mean, I wish there was some actual storyline here. I wish there was some actual controversy, some actual beef between these two teams. But besides that, nothing really interesting here. It's going to be a good tag team matchup, but it's really hard to care when you have just built nothing. Yeah, they're number one contenders, blah, 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 but you haven't built any tension. Wrestling is built on tension. Wrestling is built on storyline, and there is none of that here. So, I mean, who cares? Who cares? Kurt Angle is on the phone talking to a nameless person. They never name who the fuck this person is. They could turn that into a storyline, to be honest. There's a lot of weeks where Kurt Angle just does not fucking say who the hell he's talking to. But he's talking to a mysterious person on the phone about the Braun Strowman match and how he was going to ask Kalisto if he was sure he wanted to go through with this. Miz walks in angry about what Ambrose and Jericho did to him. So Angle told him to find a co-star or tag team partner to team with because he will be fighting both Ambrose and Jericho in a tag team match later in the night. Alright, I guess. Who cares? Jack Gallagher and Austin Aries versus TJ Perkins and Neville. This was a very quick match. Very hard to care. There was a very quick pace in this match with Aries. He cleared the ring a couple times. He hit Perkins with the discus 5-arm, and the match was over. So Aries getting one over on Neville. I really doubt Neville is going to lose the Cruiserweight Championship if it wasn't going to happen at WrestleMania. I really don't have any interest in it anymore. So there's no reason Neville should lose the Cruiserweight Championship. I mean, with the way Neville is going, he's been very, very good, and I wouldn't want to end that to Austin Aries. We got a Braun Strowman versus Kalisto in a dumpster match. This was probably the most interesting part of the night here tonight, the dumpster match. The dumpster match with Kalisto and Braun Strowman. Strowman, he came out here, and he picked up the mic, saying that he considers everyone in the arena trash. So when he throws Kalisto in the dumpster, it's like he's throwing everyone else in there with him, especially Roman Reigns. Kurt Angle is then in the back, and he asks Kalisto if he's willing to go through with this. He says that he was treated like garbage last week, and he is no garbage. He is a man, and Lucha means to fight, so he's going to go out there and he is going to defend his honor. Kalisto, he even got new theme music. Sounded like shit, but at least they're focusing on presentation. This was probably the most exciting thing that happened here tonight, and it wasn't even that exciting, to be honest. So that just goes to show you how terrible this fucking show was. This match, pretty slow, really exposed the weaknesses exposed, I should say, the weaknesses in the game of Braun Strowman. Just a typical David and Goliath situation. Kalisto used his speed. He got some jabs in there in the beginning. Then Strowman took over. It looked like Strowman was about to throw Kalisto into the dumpster, had him in a gorilla press position until Kalisto, he slipped away, drop kicks the knees of Strowman while he's on the apron, and Strowman falls feet first into the dumpster, losing the match. And he doesn't even go fully into the dumpster. You see the entirety of Braun Strowman's upper half exposed. He fell feet first. He was still in an upright standing position, so Strowman was not affected by the win of Kalisto. He got right back in. It just pissed Braun Strowman off, picked Kalisto up, chokeslammed him into the ground a couple times, threw him into the barricade, and then threw him into the dumpster. Now this is the part where I find issue, and a lot of excitement was lost here by how slow Braun Strowman was moving. Strowman's usually quick. He's usually agile with his attack, and here tonight it was just very slow, methodical. He was moving like a big man, and that's really what made this less exciting, that he was moving like a big man. He was very slow to bring the dumpster up the ramp. I mean, just everything Strowman did here was very slow and methodical, and I feel that's what affected the pacing of this match the most. I really do. What am I saying? The pacing. That's what really affected the quality of this segment the most. The fact that Strowman was so slow, and when he did get the dumpster up the ramp and onto the stage, all the refs were trying to stop him, and he was very slow about it. And it took him so long to throw Kalisto off of the edge. And it didn't even look that impactful. When he threw the stretcher off of the ramp or the edge with Roman Reigns on it, it looked brutal. It looked like Roman Reigns went flying like a cruiserweight. Here we have Kalisto, who actually is a cruiserweight, and the dumpster just fell in a vertical position. And it was in a vertical position. You'd expect the dumpster to flip around. But it looked like the dumpster was so heavy, not even Braun Strowman could do much with it. And I feel like that affected the quality of the segment. The fact that Braun Strowman was not able to do it quicker. I mean, that's what really made it. I'm just very underwhelming. I'm just waiting here for the big spot. We know it's all going to be the dumpster falling off, but we want to see how it looks. And it really did not look that impactful. It really took a long time to get there, and by the time you did get there, your interest is kind of lost. You're just kind of saying, alright, finish it up already, because I just don't even care that fucking much. So that was what happened here. Wasn't as exciting, nowhere near as exciting as the Roman Reigns match. They kept promoting this as the first dumpster match of all time. No, there's been dumpster matches before, and this was just fucking terrible. It really was. We go to a Roman Reigns video package. Who gives a fuck? Then we go to Bray Wyatt. He showed up on the Titantron again here tonight. He does show up later in the night. We'll talk about that. But Bray Wyatt showed up on the Titantron asking if Randy really thought he could let this all go, saying that some wounds never really heal. They affect your mind. But the same feeling of punishment will be given to Randy Orton in the House of Horrors. He kept saying some shit, but I don't really care. It's the same shit he said for the past 4 weeks. I mean, you really cannot fucking care. This feud will end. Bray Wyatt, since it's not for the WWE Championship, Bray Wyatt will probably win against Randy Orton, and he will get his comeuppance. But we just want this feud to be over right now, to be quite honest. That's what I'm waiting for this feud to be over. Because then Bray Wyatt will actually be able to be used on Monday Night Raw. And that's another huge talent for Monday Night Raw. He was used tonight, and I like that. I like that he was used tonight. But besides that, just same shit he said before. Really not intimidating, really not exciting. Because he's not in a feud that spikes anybody's interest right now. So, who gives a fuck about that? Dana Brooke versus Alicia Fox. Terrible, terrible fucking match. Emma, she comes out through the course of this matchup. And this match lasted 2 fucking minutes. Just awful. Just awful. Seeing Dana Brooke on Monday Night Raw in the ring is never a good thing, and that's exactly what it fucking was. She hits Alicia Fox with the Michinoku driver from the fireman's carry position, which she can barely fucking do. Get rid of that shit as her finisher, because Dana Brooke can barely fucking do that move. Shit, she does it so slow, there's no impact, and she botches it almost every single time. It does not look pretty. So she wins the fucking match. Why you're trying to rack up some wins for Dana Brooke, I don't know. The fact that we even seen Alicia Fox on Monday Night Raw here tonight is fucking shocking. And after the match, I guess they're trying to build some type of storyline here between Emma and Dana Brooke. Emma hugs Dana Brooke. Who cares? Who cares? I mean, Emma really shouldn't be fucking treated to this sideshow with Dana Brooke. I mean, who the fuck is Dana Brooke compared to Emma? Emma should be challenging for women's championships, especially when your champion's Bayley. Especially when your champion is fucking Bayley. I mean, Emma is such a heel, and Bayley is such a babyface that I'm just shocked that Emma has not prospered yet. I just don't understand. But that's bullshit. And the Monday Night Raw women's division continues to be very unexciting. At least when it comes to the non-women's championship scenarios. Samoa Joe, Gallows and Anderson are interviewed backstage. And they're going to team later in the night. This was actually pretty decent. And they are going to team against Seth Rollins, at least until we see the actual segment. They were going to team against Seth Rollins and Enzo and Cass, and they're interviewed about how they've never teamed together, so what would be their strategy, and they say their strategy is to destroy their opponents. Samoa Joe said that at Payback he will punish Seth Rollins for his crimes committed against Stephanie McMahon and Triple H, and last time he only targeted one of his ligaments, but tonight he's coming for the rest. Who cares? We'll talk about the segment right now, actually. Because Enzo and Cass are actually taken out by Anderson and Gallows and Samoa Joe. So Rollins comes out to a 3-on-1 affair. Cass manages to get back in the ring and help while Enzo gets taken out fucking completely. We go to commercial break. We come back. And Kurt Angle comes out with the replacement. And it is Finn Balor. I really don't like the fact that Finn Balor's just randomly being thrusted into this storyline, into that storyline. Oh, we need you for this matchup, we need you for that matchup. And that's, again, another flaw with what's going on in the road to Payback. A lot of people, since the United States Championship is being held up, since Brock Lesnar is out with the Universal Championship, since the WWE Championship on Smackdown is being held up, you really don't have the proper feuds that you want to set up. Obviously, the feud they're building towards is Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. I mean, it's been rumored all around, and they really can't get to doing that because of the side effects of Payback and the bullshit Superstar Shakeup. So far, the Superstar Shakeup is looking like a failure. I mean, Monday Night Raw was good last week because of the Superstar Shakeup. It was shit. It was shit on SmackDown last week because of the Superstar Shakeup. And this week, it was shit again. If SmackDown's good tomorrow, then it will go back to 50-50. But right now, it's 33% against the Superstar Shakeup. Or 66% against the Superstar Shakeup. And only 33% for the Superstar Shakeup. So, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. But this match, pretty decent. I don't like the fact that Finn Balor's fighting Gallows and Anderson. I don't like the fact that Finn Balor's teaming with Seth Rollins. They're completely ignoring the fact that Seth Rollins took out Finn Balor. They're completely ignoring the fact that there's history between Finn Balor and Gallows and Anderson, and that Finn Balor might not want to compete against his old brethren. But no, that was not the case. This was a pretty decent tag team affair. I mean, you had Seth Rollins, his knee was attacked by Samoa Joe. He kicked Samoa Joe back. Balor gets the drop kick, that takes out Samoa Joe. And then the interesting thing was, of course, Seth Rollins' new finisher. Absolutely fucking terrible finisher. Have this guy use the Falcon's Arrow or the Phoenix Splash. I mean, he was teasing the pedigree, and then what he did was he said no, and he fucking did that terrible knee that has zero impact whatsoever, and he pinned Carl Anderson for the victory. Just terrible, terrible, terrible fucking finisher. Have this guy use the Falcon's Arrow. Falcon's Arrow is more than enough of an impact. Has more than enough of an impact. Has more than enough of a flashy look to be a finisher. Same thing with the Phoenix Splash. Rollins is talented. Why are you giving him such a shitty finisher with zero impact whatsoever? I don't understand it, and I really cannot care, to be quite honest with you. Alexa Bliss comes out. This is probably the best segment of the night if you disregard Strowman. Yeah, probably the best segment of the night. And why? Because of Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss takes the mic here saying that the superstars of Raw come out and talk about who they want to fight, and then come and talk about, most come out and talk about who they want to fight, and then some come and talk about sunshines and rainbows and about how this was their childhood dream, and she almost pukes because it's so fucking nauseous, terrible. Alexa says she didn't come here to talk, she came here to fight. She came here to win gold, and that's why on Sunday she will win the Raw Women's Championship. That brings out Bayley, saying that Alexa was quick to prove how good she is, but Alexa is the type of person to say things behind people's back. But Bayley will prove, despite whoever comes to Raw, that she is the best, that she deserves to be Women's Champion. She mentions how she will defend her title in front of her hometown, and Alexa fucking immediately attacks that shit, saying that she'll embarrass Bayley in front of her hometown. Her father, she's a nurtured little girl, and that's why she's going to take home the Women's Championship on Sunday. Sasha Banks comes out, and Alexa is quick to ask if Sasha packs Bayley's lunch. Sasha Banks asks if Alexa thinks that just because she won a match last week, she gets to call the shots. And she thought the person with the gold calls the shots. She says that Bayley will beat her on Sunday, but as for tonight, her and Alexa have a match, which Alexa actually tries to get out of, but Sasha hits her with the forearm, and after we come back from the break, the match goes underway. So Alexa, great fucking promo. That's all Alexa's capable of. Bayley was decent. Sasha was decent. I mean, nothing too bad here. We go to the matchup. Really does not last long because Alexa Bliss, obviously, heelish move, pussies out, rolls out the ring, takes the count out loss. She wants nothing to do with Sasha a week before her title match. And after the match, Bayley chases Alexa around to no avail. Alexa goes to the back, and when Bayley turns around, she attacks Bayley from behind, laying her out. Sasha checks on Bayley. I'm surprised Sasha didn't get attacked from behind by Alexa Bliss. But Alexa Bliss does stand tall here tonight going into the go-home show. I really don't expect Alexa Bliss to win. Of course, I think it's going to be Bayley and Sasha going into SummerSlam for that Women's Championship. Heel Sasha Banks and Bayley will be that lovable whatever. Who cares? This Monday Night Raw was just fucking boring as hell. We see a backstage segment with Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho, with Ambrose asking Jericho to take him off the list. Jericho says that no one gets taken off the list, especially after he still owes Jericho $15,000, and Ambrose powerbombs him into the thumbtacks. But after getting that nice jacket, he takes Ambrose off the list, and then Ambrose gets so fucking excited he pats Jericho on the back multiple times, very hard. So Jericho quietly puts him on the list once again. Who cares? Who cares? There's an interview with Heath Slater and Rhino, who co-star in the Marine 5 Battlegrounds, if you want to watch that straight-to-DVD movie. Miz quickly pisses both of them off. Rhino offers Maurice crackers, and she throws that shit in his face. Then he is handed a slip and looks very happy about who his tag team partner is going to be. Who cares? Who cares? We'll talk about that in just a bit. We go to Curt Hawkins versus Apollo Crews. Curt Hawkins continues this fucking losing streak, this open challenge, and here tonight Apollo Crews answered the call. Crews quickly wins this match. I mean, I like it. Build up Crews. I mean, I'd say have him in a squash match every week. Have him beat somebody, build him up, put him in the United States Championship picture. Have him do some good shit. Apollo Crews, very talented. Very, very good in the ring. Yeah, he needs to develop his personality, but it really seems like there's nobody helping him with that. Give this guy a personality. Give this guy maybe even a heel turn, I would say. I'm not even sure about that one. But give this guy some personality. I mean, even the commentators talk about it. And, I mean, put this guy in a fucking legit feud and make him a top star. Because he has the look. He does have the look. He has that beautiful fucking smile. You'll give it to him. He smiles so much. I mean, that's really the only fucking thing you see about him. But he is great in the ring. He hits the enziguri, and it is followed up by that beautiful spin-out powerbomb. And after the fucking match, Titus O'Neil comes out to raise Crews' hands and fucking take a selfie with him. Who cares? Just keep building up Apollo Crews. Give him these small victories. Start to build him up. Put him in a rivalry with Titus O'Neil. I'm not fucking sure. I think Titus O'Neil is too busy in the fucking kitchen, bro. But, we move on to the main event here. Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho versus The Miz. And he never fucking finds a partner. He introduces who his partner is, expecting some random bimbo to fucking come out. Nobody fucking comes out to help his case. Angle then comes out saying that whether or not Miz has a partner, he has a match tonight which starts as a handicap. For a while, for most of the match, it's a straight up fucking handicap. Miz, he is getting his ass kicked, and he's hanging in there for a while until he decides to fucking get out of there. He'll take the count out loss. Ambrose chases him down. He's about to put Miz through a table, but Bray Wyatt shows up, and this was probably the most interesting thing here. Bray Wyatt shows up, Sister Abigail into the LED board on Ambrose. Jericho, Sister Abigail to him. Jericho actually hit a code breaker on The Miz. He lays Jericho. I thought Wyatt was a tag team partner and he was going to get his quick win, but he never pinned Jericho. So Wyatt came out, Sister Abigail to Jericho, and then Miz fucking he gets up, he pats fucking Wyatt on the back, and it was a straight Sister Abigail to The Miz as well to close Monday Night Raw. Really, nothing on this Monday Night Raw of any interest, of any avail, and I think if you watch the show, you know that. Really need to turn some fucking pages, I think, when Raw gets Bray Wyatt and when Raw gets that Intercontinental Championship cleared for fucking use, or what am I saying, that fucking Chris Jericho, if Chris Jericho's even going to be there. But I mean, when these fucking storylines are over, these interpromotional fucking storylines are over, hopefully they can start a new chapter. Hopefully they can use Finn Balor. Hopefully they can use Bray Wyatt. Hopefully they can fucking get shit on the right track again. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for Monday Night Raw review. I mean, really nothing fucking interesting on this Monday Night Raw. I mean, Bray Wyatt came out, and he just needs a fucking Sister Abigail's to build some momentum for his match against Randy Orton. We really haven't seen Bray Wyatt since on Smackdown. He's only appeared on the fucking Titantron on Monday Night Raw. So there you fucking go, ladies and gentlemen. That is your Raw review. Short tonight because I really cannot give a fuck about what happened tonight. So there you fucking go, ladies and gentlemen. That is your Monday Night Raw review for the date of April 25th, 2017. Go check out everything else on the channel. Raw review, Smackdown review is up for last week. Behind the Mic just got posted this Saturday. Make sure to check that out for all the weekly news in the WWE, probably going into Payback as well. So if you want to get some news and rumors for Payback, if you want to get some news and rumors for what's going on in the WWE, make sure to go check out Behind the Mic and How I Would Book SummerSlam on both Raw and SmackDown. 2 separate videos. Go check it out on the channel. Links for everything are in the description. Twitter account, same name, Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. Go check that out. And of course, make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe. Don't hit that subscribe button with Seth Rollins' new finisher, because that shit sucks. Hit it with the Sister Abigail. Hit it with that fucking muscle buster. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Joel Perez of Ringside Wrestling Entertainment, and this has been your Monday Night Raw review for the date of April 25th, 2017. I hope you enjoyed everything that you heard here tonight, because for now, I am out of here. See you tomorrow for SmackDown Live, and thank you very, very much for watching this video.